Good morning, everybody. This is Lisa Derby Oden, MassMEP Project Development Coordinator, and I am here today with Skip Brady and Monika Butler from Monalex Manufacturing. Good morning, folks. How are you today?
Good morning. We're doing well.
That's great. Well, you know, what I want to do is start out by having each of you introduce yourself briefly, your roles at the company, and then we'll just dive right in.
Okay. All
Why
right.
don't you start off? Yeah.
Go ahead, Skip.
All right. My name is Skip Brady. My legal name is Tyson, but I go by Skip. Everybody knows me as Skip. It's a handle my father gave me when I was young. So, anyways, long story short, I am the owner and president of Monalex Manufacturing company. We started some 28 years ago, and that's me.
Great. I bet there's a good story behind the whole Tyson Skip nickname thing there.
I'm not too familiar with it, but other than the fact that I know my father wasn't crazy about the name Tyson, so he nicknamed me Skip. And it stuck.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Skip.
Always.
Okay, how about you, Monika?
Yeah. So my name is Monika Butler. I'm actually Skip's granddaughter. Kind of a family company here. We have a lot of family members that work up in the office and in the shop. And so I'm sort of a catch-all. I'm an administrative assistant. I also work mainly with human resources, and really anything that needs to get done. That's me.
That's great. Thank you both. I'm really excited to have you both here today. So let's go ahead and get started. Why don't you tell us about Monalex? You know, what do you do? Where are you located? What do you make? Give us the Monalex story.
Well, as I said, we started the company 28 years ago, and I started out as just myself, and gradually added some people. We're a job shop, what they consider in the industry a job shop, a job machine shop. We pretty much take any kind of job, as long as it's small enough to fit into the envelopes of our machines. We make parts for a number of different industries, some metal parts or plastic parts, even wooden at times, and even some really exotic type materials. Besides exotic metals, we do exotics in the way of materials, Teflon, and assorted kinds of plastics and so forth. But anyways, it's all custom made. We purchase the material for the most part. Sometimes the customers will supply materials of their own, cut the material and shape and form it using our equipment to customer specifications, usually a print or a sketch, and until we get the final product.
So do you have customers all over the country and all over the world?
We've done some work all over the world. We did a big job for EMC back years ago.
Okay.
A company in Hopkinton. They're fairly large, located all over the world, and we ship products all over the world back then.
Yeah.
Right now, we're not doing anything in any foreign countries. We do some work for a number of different places in the country.
Yeah.
Not too many outside of the New England area. Mostly
Okay.
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
That's great.
That's about it. We like I said, we do some really odd jobs for a couple of companies, one in California and Texas, and we used to do a lot of work for a company down in Arkansas. And but other than that, right now we're not doing much outside of the New England area.
Right. I was going to say the whole COVID-19
Not that
thing
we don't.
Yeah. So
that's put a damper on a lot of things.
Yeah. And so do you serve certain sectors more than others, like, you know, the defense or aerospace or medical device, or do you pretty much cover the gambit?
We pretty much cover the gambit. We do a lot of work right now for a company that does oil and gas. They sell safety products to oil and gas refineries and offshore drilling rigs.
Yeah.
And we do a little bit of medical work.
Okay.
And we do some aerospace. rotary joints for antennas and so forth and so on, satellites, communication, those types of things. So
Okay, I think
that's
that
most of the work cross section.
I think that gives people a pretty good picture of the kinds of things you do there at Monalex. Thank you for sharing that, Skip. So, part of our conversation today here is going to be focused on the fact that you are newly ISO 9001 2015 certified, right? So, how did you determine that that was
Right.
something that you wanted to go after and you needed to be part of your operations?
I've always wanted to be certified.
Yeah,
There are a number of industries, particularly aerospace,
yeah,
and even oil and gas. They require their suppliers, their vendors to be uh, qualified. And
yes,
while you do a lot to qualify yourself by doing a good job for them, quality, delivery, and so forth, to be actually certified, to have a certificate that says we are certified, it was just something I always wanted to do. I did inquire of my customers over the years as to whether I needed to, and they said
right.
basically no, that it wasn't really, it was too expensive to do. And so we just kept putting it off, and till a year or so ago, we determined that we really needed to reach out and try to expand our customer base. And I thought that getting ISO certified would certainly help us in that regard. In fact, I emailed a fellow that I've known for years. He works for a valve company in Rhode Island. And I said, if there's anything we can do for you, you'd have these little blips in the economy, and you'd see a little slowdown, and so you'd want to just kind of expand. And so I emailed him if there's anything we could do, and he asked me if I had any
Okay.
certification. I said no. He said it's hard for me to put your name into my people without some sort of certification. Well, of course, the light bulb went off, and we talked about it in house, and we found out that MassMEP's had a sponsorship type program, and we explored it. And Monika was somewhat new at the time, and I sicked her onto it and said, "Here, this is your baby. Go for it." And she's done an amazing job. Her and my quality manager,
That's
Jordan.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Monica, so why don't you tell us your side of the story, like in terms of work, how you discovered Mass MEP, what it was like working with us. I'm assuming that you probably got one of the Workforce Training Fund grants. Is that correct? In order to,
That
yeah. Okay, so give us the story.
Yeah, so being sort of new to the entire scene, Mass MEP was very helpful. Skip was the one that told me about this organization, and so I sort of did some digging and decided to see what you could offer. And it was great because I just kind of was diving in without really knowing what was about to happen. And so they were kind enough to they came here and explained the entire thing to us. And that was very helpful just to have an idea of what was to come and what was going to be involved, and the fact that Mass MEP would be hands-on helping us through it. So that was a big help.
That's great. We always like to hear how we get started with companies and that kind of thing. So it's always very helpful. So now that you are ISO certified, how long has it been since you've been certified? It's only been a short amount of time, right?
Yeah, only about, I don't know, maybe a few weeks, couple
Okay.
weeks maybe.
Okay. And so it's probably too early to ask how being certified has benefited you, because it's not enough time has gone by to see um, additional business that it may have generated or anything like that.
Except for the fact that we have notified a couple of our current customers, and they've both been thrilled.
Oh, good.
So they've actually spoken to us about it and saying, they congratulated us, and they feel more comfortable than they did before. Whether it's that much more or not, I don't know, but I think it is. I think it shored up the foundation, so to speak, and helped us by the fact that we are legit. Not that we have anything to worry about with regard to that. We are legit with our customers, and we've built a reputation over the years to certify that we are who we say we are. But this just kind of seals the deal, so to speak.
And
Well,
we're looking forward to, seeing where it goes. We just recently updated our website. We're working on some advertising in some local magazines. So we're excited. We're excited to kind of announce it and see what happens.
Yeah, well, congratulations on it. And I tell you what, I think that we should do a little follow-up piece in another, 6 months or a year or something and see how it's panning out for you. I think that would be a great part too. So in conclusion now, closing up here, is there anything else that you'd like to add about Monalex or your, experiences with the ISO process or anything like that?
I think personally, being certified has given us as a company a lot more confidence, and that's important. We all feel it, and that's huge, especially when reaching out to customers, to have that level of confidence, to know that things will get done with the excellence of quality that we want. And so it feels good. It feels good to be able to say that.
That's great. I don't think that, that's not something I would have thought of, the confidence that it inspires in the people in the company. That's a great comment, Monika, and I thank you for that. Okay, well,
Just to add, we were doing sort of everything that ISO required.
Yeah.
But it wasn't polished. We didn't have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted.
Yeah.
And this kind of certified that. It just doing it, and it improved our in-house processes to a great extent. We feel as though it's really helped a lot in confidence building of our employees. They know they're doing a good job because we did get certified, and we passed the test, so to speak.
Right. Well, that's great. I want to thank you both for taking some time to join us here today, and I do look forward to future conversations.
Okay, very
Thank
good.
you, Lisa.
We appreciate your time too.